My mouse is obsolete.
Is what?
I'm
I
not
don't think.
saying it. I don't have a mouse, bro.
I was about to say, please say that word again.
Incomplete.
I only wanted you to say it because we are now recording. Do you care?
Do I care? Yeah, I care. And I
Oh,
don't. And I do. And I care and I don't. I care. Listen,
are you?
man.
Do you feel like you're at your best?
Do I feel like I'm at my best? Hell no, man. At my best. I could always be better. You can always improve on something.
There
That's
you
what
go.
you wanted to hear,
That's what I was
Dre?
trying to get to.
Is that what you wanted to
Well,
hear?
well, the Lord. The Lord says we, like nothing is perfect.
Oh man,
That's where I was going. Like nothing is perfect.
cat
Nothing.
froze.
Case in point.
What the fuck?
Case in point. Your connection. Dog.
What?
I think you know what? I think Boost Mobile will probably,
Why?
you know what I'm saying? Like they might have to replace some lines in your area, dog. I mean, I feel like I'm not at my best. I'm nowhere near it.
Yeah,
That's one of the struggles that I've always went through or that I've went through for a while is like knowing that you can offer more, but you have but like the ceiling is so high. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? The ceiling is so high that I know where I want to go, and I know where I want to go isn't even the ceiling. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I land.
I know I am nowhere near my best, and the thing about it that hurts the most is you can picture what you want out of your life, and the motivation doesn't necessarily set or coincide with what you envision.
Hmm.
Like for me, I have dreams of, and this is just regular shit, like shit that I dream that I do, like actual dreams. Like I'm
Okay.
in another country. Sometimes I'm in like a rainforest or something, like we're taking a trip and I'm just out there smoking, enjoying the earth of in an area I've never been to before. Like going to different countries like Australia and shit and just like getting the lay of the land, going to Europe and going through these big fields of just like flowers and shit that just look incredibly beautiful, and I'm always walking and smoking and just embracing what I'm doing at that moment in these dreams. That's what's happening. I'm just embracing something that I'm not used
Nature.
to. And yeah, not just nature, but I'm embracing the difference. You know what I mean? Which appeals to me. Like there's a bunch of things that I want to do that's just like, I mean, for us, it's not necessarily normal, but it's just like I want to go to London and walk the streets of London just because I've never been there. It seems like something that's
What's
out of
stopping you?
finances for one. You know what I mean? None of us here are rich. Um, and we I put myself in a position where I feel so okay, I got to do this and this, which prevents me from doing that. And I listened to shout out to my boy Albert Harris, my dog Beans. I listened to his quotes and motivational speeches a lot because
Where
he
can they
says
find them at?
things. Oh, you can find him on, I don't know his TikTok
TikTok.
name.
It's
It's
TikTok.
like
It's
I know
like
he's on
it's
TikTok.
Albert
He's
Harris,
on
I think.
Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you know him, you know him. And I've known Beans. Me and Beans have taken trips. We've known each other since we were kids, like young teenagers. We were hanging out with each other, youngins, and
He's also
we've gotten
fucking jacked.
yeah, he's jacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't that big when we were kids. He
No.
wasn't jacked like that. I mean, he was athletic, don't get me wrong, but me and him used to have great times. And of course, as you become an adult and other things are involved in your life, people start to kind of stray away. And it doesn't mean that you lose the love for one another, but you grow apart just with life in itself. But the things that he say or things that are said by him bring they hit home in a sense because it's like I do want to see a change. The motivation for me to get to that change, it's hard to get to because of whatever obstacles I may have to overcome. And some could be small obstacles, some are huge obstacles.
Right.
You know what I mean? But to hear that and know that it's what I want and try to raise that bar for myself, sometimes the motivation is lacking. Even though I can see it's not like I can see a finish line, it's just I can see the dream. You know what I mean? How to
Okay.
go about that dream is I can see how I could go about that dream, but I can't see how I could stop from doing one particular thing that is imperative to get done in order for me to go to another route. Like this podcast, for instance, we would love for this to be what we do for a living, and this to be our passion and us to earn a nice amount of income as a
Right.
passion. You know what I mean? But I couldn't stop going to work and doing the things that I do to make sure that I'm financially stable to put everything I want into just solely a podcast because at this point we don't receive a high amount of revenue. I'm not gonna say we don't receive any revenue, but we don't receive a life changing amount of revenue that can make me be like, you know what, I'm gonna jump off the cliff and now I'm focused completely on this. You know what I mean? So it's definitely it's
I think
hard to get to, not to say that perfection of yourself, but to get to that point where you're like, this is who I want to be from this point on and doing this.
I think the root of it all is your potential, knowing your potential, and problem solving at the same time. You know what I mean? That's what I found. What about you, Kev?
To me, what far as
No,
bettering myself?
no, not you.
Hey, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, technical difficulties, people. Listen, I'm back. Who me? Well, far as me improving myself, as y'all say, or whatever, I don't. Y'all know the type of fucking person I am. If I see a fucking problem, is fucking go handle it head on and handle it till it's fucking done or die trying. That's how I always approach life. And if I can't fucking complete it and I failed, then I feel some shit I have let go that I regret, and I hate having that regret feeling. So when I try to better myself, let's say here for instance, I had an issue with me being overweight. I just said fuck it. Went and got a fucking gym membership. Went days I didn't want to go. Changed my diet. Start eating shit I didn't want to eat. Uh, cut out shit that I loved. I just fucking did it. I just said, you know what?
Yeah, but
This
with
has
that
to be
being
done.
said,
I would think
when
deeper. I
you,
would think a little deeper than that.
yeah, I mean, and
No,
even with that in
okay. Y'all want
itself,
me to
I
go
mean,
deeper?
No,
no,
Okay, you want
even
me to go
no, but
deep?
even with that in itself, like not just you looking at yourself and being like, yo, I need to do this. What was that motivational
It's
explosion in
it's
your
simple.
mind and energy to make you be like, this has to get done now? I'm not putting this to the side any fucking more.
My health was bad, and I said I wanted to live longer for my kids. It's simple shit. When it's simple shit like that, everything I do that betters myself or changes myself or me wanting to change myself is not personally for me. It's for my family and people around me. So it's easier to do and have that motivation and that fucking rocket fuel in your back when you're trying to do shit for other people. When you're solely trying to do shit for yourself, then you got to self motivate yourself every day to fucking complete that task. You know what I'm saying? When I got my motivation is my kids. I motivate getting my health together for my kids. I gotta at the job I do now. I fucking hate doing it. I really fucking solely hate doing it. But I wake up every day and I do it to my best ability because I have kids, and also because I'm the type of person how I was raised is got a task, just fucking do it. Don't bitch, don't moan, don't cry, don't whine about it. Just fucking do it and get it done. And I can think that I can credit that to my father. I tell this story to people all the time. My dad, right? I'll tell you a story of how I was raised, just real quick. My dad used to tell me and my brother, he would come in our room. We was younger. He was like, "Listen, I'm giving you guys an hour to clean your bedroom." All right, cool. All right. He'll leave out. What you think me and my brother doing? We're in there fighting and arguing about who shit is
Bullshit.
on the floor, who
Bullshit.
was this, who belongs to that. So do that. We fucking arguing for like 20 minutes. My dad comes back in the room. You guys got 40 minutes. The next 40 minutes is like bitching and moaning. We picking up each other's stuff, but still bitching and moaning, dragging our feet, getting frustrated. We really don't want to do it. We're playing around. My dad to come back in here. Hey, you guys are down to 20 minutes. This room would have took an hour to complete and it could have been done. Now for the next 20 minutes, we're scrambling to get this fucking room done. And we fucking hustling. And he comes back in here. He says, all right, the room's not clean. I gave y'all an hour. He whips the dog shit out. He whips our ass. He lines us up and whips our ass. And he said, y'all still got to clean this room. So now that 1 hour turned to 2 hours that I could be going outside, and I'm in trouble now that room is clean. So what I learned from that lesson is when I got something to do, when I'm trying to do something, stop fucking bitching them on how hard it is or how difficult it is, how long it's gonna take. Just fucking get it done. Cut all that bullshit the fuck out at the beginning. You'll start seeing progress. It might be small and incremental, and you might, you know what I mean? But if you start working to your goals, you will get there. All this bitching about I ain't got the money to do this, I ain't got the time to do this, I ain't got I don't have the motivation to do that. You really got to cut all that bullshit out and just start doing it and try to figure that shit out along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the longer you fucking procrastinate, I can't say words right, people. So don't fucking judge me.
You
The more
said
you
that correct.
You
procrastinate,
said it
the
fine.
longer it takes for you to get your task done. A task that could have probably taken you 2 or 3 years to do if you would have fucking put your mind to it and got on the grind with it, now takes you 10 fucking years. You know what I mean?
That's
Because you sit around and bullshit. You got lazy, you cried, you bitched, you moaned, and you made excuses. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say I'm perfect. I stress every fucking day when I have a task where I'm trying to better myself. I fucking kick myself in the ass. You were just talking about the podcast earlier. I kick myself in the ass every fucking day about this podcast. I wake up, I bust myself in the head. I think, what can I do better? And I'm like, you know what, Kev? You thinking too much. Just start fucking doing shit. And every time I just start doing shit, I know this fucking doors open up for us on this podcast. What's the guy? We just had to do Vinny on that we interviewed, and he said to us some real important shit. I don't know if Drake caught this shit. He said, "You're not gonna, as far as this podcast, it's just focus on this podcast." He said, "You're
yeah.
not gonna make money off of it. You're in this to make money, and that's the only thing you see. You're not gonna have a successful podcast.
Mhm.
You have to start doing it, and you have to, you have to enjoy doing it, and you got to be focused on doing it." And then you'll start seeing the success. But if you're
100%.
only looking at money, that's the only thing you're focused on, you're gonna lose interest in it because it's like you're not seeing it come through. So it's like, why the fuck am I here every day?
Correct. Correct.
So that's why I say, man, focus. If you trying to better yourself in life, you gotta, you have what you want to do in your goal. Start attacking the small shit you can start attacking, and when you get to the big shit, when you get there, as you're working your way to that big moment where you're gonna need some a little bit help or assistance, figure out how to attack that along the way, and then go attack that. But just sitting around on your fucking couch and complaining about that shit, it's never gonna get done. I'm sorry, it's
I
just
think
not, people.
I think that's probably the most important rule in life. If you want to do something right there, is like don't. There's always a plan that you can make. You know what I'm saying? And it's about attacking the plan, breaking it down. And sometimes people have to become better at planning too. Because we all, like, I know when I was a kid, I was terrible at planning. I was just good at improvising. You know what I'm saying? When something had to be done, I could improvise my way through it. I tell this story all the time. A lot of times when I had like projects and shit like that, even when I got to college, I would make them shits up on the morning of. I would go and get A's on those projects. But I think that's just because the kind of mind I have. I have more of a creative mind. So when it came to those projects, they were so easy to me that that's how I did it. You know what I'm saying? Even in quick story, even in college, my public speaking class, the teacher really liked me. And I remember I had a project and I had a partner on the project as well. I didn't know this guy from a can of paint, but I always did so well that when they said, yo, y'all get a partner, my nigga hit me after class and say, yo, I'm your partner. I never called this dude. I never talked to this dude, not one time until the morning of the project. And I remember my wife, who's my wife now, Erica, was spending the night. I woke up. The class was at 11 o'clock. I woke up 8 o'clock, went to Rite Aid when it was Rite Aid. Yeah, it was still Rite Aid. Got me a poster board. I looked at it was supposed to be to present a product. I got my sneaker, which was a one of the later versions of the foam. It was blue and whatever. I
Mhm.
drew the sneaker. on the poster board. Came in, Bo was like, "What's the project about?" I said, "Don't worry about it. Just sit there and just nod when I say some shit. But it's about my sneaker." Went crazy on that shit and got an A just because I'm good at it. But here's the thing: if I would have planned things more, that wouldn't have been the only class I got an A in. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference between planning. Sure, you can do what you're good at, but if you don't plan, the whole goal never comes to fruition. I didn't plan to graduate college. I just was going. But if I would have planned, I would have graduated college. I would have maybe went to another university. I would have, you know what I'm saying? Like things can actually change. So planning, like Kev said, planning and attacking your plan every day is probably the most important when it comes to leveling up your life.
I'm a good improviser. Now that you say that, now I think about it, I improvise
Yeah.
throughout my life a lot,
Yeah.
a
You're,
lot.
you're so good at it. Like
And
that you
it's
yeah.
just normal, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like a lot. I mean, even at work, you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on what I'm asked, yeah, I'll get to that when I get to it. You know what I mean? Yo, we need it by this time. All right. 30 minutes before, all right, let me knock this out real quick because I could improvise my way through this scenario. You know what I mean? But to go back to what Kev was saying, and he said something that kind of stuck in my head is when he has to use motivation, he finds his motivation within his family. But when he has to try to motivate himself for himself, because it sounds like the majority of things that he does when it comes to having to get it done is because he's doing it for them, not necessarily just for himself. So,
Yeah.
Kev, what is it that you find that you have to do for yourself that's hard for you to motivate yourself to get into that drive?
I, this pod, okay, again, this right here we're doing, this is for myself. This has nothing to do with my family. I did this solely for myself. It's it's the joy of doing something, man. It's just that's what this is for me. All right, so do I have any issues with this shit? Yeah, sometimes I do because other priorities take
Precedent.
yeah over everything else. But it's like then I got to figure out where I squeeze this motherfucker in this bitch. But then when I do that, it's like I'm not getting the adequate amount of sleep I need for the day, and then I gotta make up for that shit when I go to work the next day. Like, yo, how am I gonna make up from staying up all night thinking about trying to do something with this fucking podcast? Now I gotta come to work, make money for me and my family. It's like I'm burning the wick at both fucking ends. Like I'm burning myself out. And sometimes, you know what I mean? Some days I just want to come to this motherfucker and just go to sleep, man. And I can't. Like I lay down in bed, say I'm gonna take a half-hour nap, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta send out a fucking email. I type this the fuck up. Like, all right, you're not getting in that, bro. Get the fuck up. Like, that's the problem. I like when I don't feel like I'm not when I feel like I'm stagnant, not doing something, I feel like a lazy bum and piece of shit. You know, and I'm kicking myself in the ass. And I just, who was it? Rick Ross that wound up in the hospital for not getting enough adequate amount of sleep. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That is
Horrible.
detrimental to your health.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And that
And
just
you raise your blood pressure, it could fucking make you stroke out. Like, so if I have any problem, is like, yo, the problem is like I don't have any time for myself, and it pisses me off. And I'm always pulling a little bit of time from everything I need to do, and it's not getting done at 100%. The time I need to spend adequately enough on this podcast, I may be taking 20 minutes off of that to do a project to add 20 minutes to this project, but I'm not completing it all the way because I still got taken up 20 minutes from this project to do that project. It's like, so my shit, I can't make shit up on the fly. That's not me, man. Like I gotta have time to fucking do it. So if any problem I have is like not completing it 100%, but just constantly fucking with it all the time and tinkering and toying, you know.
I think you're
So
describing the life of a father.
yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying? Here
I
to
want a good finished product, man. Like I really do. Sometimes I think because this is for myself, I don't think I'm doing this to my full capability. And I say to myself, man, if I did this to my full potential, I'd be so much farther ahead in life. Just like I'm looking around my house now, it's like, yo, I got all these projects around my fucking house I got to do, and I'm half-assing every one of them, and it's like I'm getting to the shit months later. Like,
Hmm.
What you when you say to go into you saying you put your all into one thing, I feel as though in order for you to put your all into one thing, you're going to have to take something from something else.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and
Sacrifices.
it's hard to figure out in your life at our age right now what it is that needs to be sacrificed to get to that. I mean, some things, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to you and working out and changing your health, you sacrificing certain foods, you sacrificing certain things that you wouldn't have did, like just sitting on the couch all goddamn day and not doing nothing. You're going to the gym. You might spend a little extra money just to make sure that you can eat the proper foods that you want and be able to afford a gym, or you know what I mean? Just they're little things, but deciding to jump into, let's say, a new career, you know what I mean, or leaving your career to do something that you want to be passionate about, taking that time to want to jump off the cliff and find the motivation to be like, you know what, I'm not going to fear this situation. I'm just going to not do none of this shit no more, and I'm just going to do that, to go and venture on to something that you don't know what it's going to be like, or how it's going to turn out, or if you're going to fail or not. You know what I mean? It's hard for you to make that pivot, especially from things that you know. You know what I mean? You already know how this is going to turn out because you've been doing this your whole life. Getting that motivation and that want and that courage to be like, nah, I'm gonna fucking go this way now. I gotta see what's at the end of this path. It's hard to just change your trajectory to go on to a different path, like just using this podcast for example. And I mean, out of the three of us, the only person who's actually done this is Dre. Jump out of your field, decide to I'm gonna go somewhere completely different, and I'm gonna just focus on this podcast for
Shit
now.
hard as hell.
It's hard. It's hard to make that decision, number one. So respect to that in itself. You know what I mean? But I know that doing that is definitely a different type of hard. I mean, there's hard like, okay, I gotta put it on veteran on Call of Duty. That's hard. But it's a game. There's hard like I'm gonna change my whole life for this. Everything that I knew or once knew, I'm gonna leave alone and I'm gonna do this now. At 40 years old.
it can fucking be done. It's possible to be done. Like my shit,
It's not
like
impossible. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but we're all three of us are creatures of our ways. We all know each other. We're used to doing things that we've always done. Minuscule changes we can deal with. Super heavy changes we're not really used to. You know what I mean? Dre is the one who's actually made a super heavy change, and we've him watch him as he's going through these changes and learning and making these decisions, and him telling us and actually giving us, you know, some diamonds in the process. You
I,
know what I
I
mean?
I heard something from a pastor one time, and I said, "How could I be a better man?" He was like, you got to think it's your household as a ship. And you're the captain. When you have your highs, your family enjoying your high times and good times at seas. But when you have your lows, they're also you're dragging them into that rough part. And that's how I gotta look like Ray right now is like, hey, he's telling his wife, hey, right
Yep.
now it's just me and you. We don't got nobody else, but I'm about to drag you through some rough seas. Just bear with me while I'll get this boat on course, and I'm gonna get us to a better patch. But this is like a faster destination to us having a better life.
The biggest thing with anybody though, because I'll go off of me since we're going off of me, is that number one, there is no 1 + 1 = 2 with this shit. As y'all see, I told y'all I was like, y'all, I'm gonna have to give me a regular job for a while so that I could, you know what I'm saying, so that I could actually pay bills and keep the savings where it should be, and then I'm gonna keep trying to do the other shit that I need to do. It's there's no roadmap. Like I didn't do this shit because I was sure. You know what I'm saying? And the opportunity presented itself. Before this, I was literally complaining to. But see, here's the thing. I personally my personality, I do not want to do the same thing every day, especially if I don't like it. I feel like that's a prison sentence. And it literally it chills me to my bones to know that I had to do that, especially when you hate it. You know what I'm saying? When you're
Yeah.
going into somebody's house every single day, they telling you this shit don't work, that shit don't work, this shit don't work. The company that you work for is making faulty products, so they're never going to work. And you have to go into people's homes that spend thousands of dollars on these products and convince them that you're fixing it. Meanwhile, you'll have to see them again in another week after you told them it was fixed and you're not fixing it. So you have to do something you hate every single day for fucking 40 years. And then the only thanks you get is that you're struggling on a fixed income. I didn't want that. To me, that felt like a jail sentence. So to me, I was looking for a way out anyway. And no, it wasn't easy. I told y'all that's why I didn't work with the music. I was one foot in, one foot out. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
I made sure I was doing overtime, but I wasn't going to Atlanta and fucking being at studios. You get what I'm saying? One foot in, one foot out. So it's never ever going to be easy to do any of this. I'm not where I want to be at in life, but I had to make a decision to at least try, and we were able to do so. Everybody don't get that, but it is about sacrifice, and you got to feel. Look, what's important to you? What's important to you?
Listen, my yeah, the only thing important to me is my family. That's it. So like I
I mean, it was more of a general question, but
yeah,
go ahead.
like me right now is like I realize like bro, I gotta is what I'm trying to sacrifice now to get ahead in life is shit that's I consider fun or personal pleasure for me, just specifically for myself. Like I like playing my game. I like watching my little bit of anime. But I'm like, you know what? That's an hour out of my motherfucking day. I could be fucking replying to emails, sending out new interview requests, and doing and making a clip. You know, that's what I got to sacrifice. That's what I'm like. It's like damn. It's like taking away fucking ice cream and cake out of my diet and sugar and candy. But the same thing with that is like right now, once you get used to doing that, then it becomes fucking normal to you. Like eating a salad is normal to me. Eating healthy is normal to me. I eat some candy, which I used to eat every day. I ate some candy. I was like, I can't eat all this shit like I used to before. Like this shit makes me sick and disgusted. It's like I don't want it. It's not healthy. So, you know, that's the thing when you gotta look at bettering yourself, man. It's like, yo, what is unhealthy? What can I cut out of my life that's really, that's more self-indulgent than actually helping me? You got to be able to cut that shit the fuck out. And if you can't do that and you always want to self-indulge in everything all the time, then you're not gonna fucking get better. It's because you always you
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How
Yep.
can you want to be a successful businessman if you're sleeping 14 hours a day? Where you say, you know what, 8 hours is an adequate amount of sleep. Get your 8 hours. That means the TV shows you want to watch at night. Sorry, you got to go to bed early so you get your full night of rest so you can be up at work to do what you got to do as a businessman. You have to do that. Okay, motherfuckers come to you. Oh, you watch the TV show? You watch that TV shows? No. Why you think successful people always say, yo, you up on this show, that show? It's like, nah, I don't have the time for it. Oh, you play this game, play that game? No, I don't have the time for it. You know what I mean? Some people you see these rappers are sometimes in clubs and shit like that. Them dudes are in clubs to go make money most of the time. They got paid to fucking be there. They got paid to be in VIP. It's like, all right, I'm here to collect my money. I'm here to show my face. I get to because I fucking sacrificed everything else in my life. Now I get to enjoy getting paid. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid to do something I would normally have been doing for free that would have fucked my career up years ago. Now I'm getting paid to do it.
I got I got something to add to what we've been saying. Not to drone on about it, but I do think, and I've heard this before. I can't say that. I heard that motivation is fleeting, right?
Okay.
But consistency is the key,
Mm.
right? So I do think that plays a major part because that's what happens, especially going to the gym and shit. I'm back in the gym now, and I'm back in the gym, and I changed my everyday eating habits, my diet. And I'm taking a more methodical way to it. You know, I actually wouldn't have got here unless I would have failed a couple times, because that's what happens. But the one thing about it is, yo, you don't be, just like Kev said, you don't be motivated to go to the gym every day. I go 5 days a week.
Mm.
You ain't motivated for that shit, bro, for the whole time. You mean to tell me every day motherfuckers be, yeah, hell yeah, nigga, I'm out. I'm about to go to the gym. And nigga, it be days where you like, I got, like, yesterday was my leg day. I ain't going today, but this will be my rest day anyway. But if I had to go today, that should be hard. But what you do is you stay consistent in your plans, consistency. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you go through the plan, and then that's how you get to that goal. Motherfucker ain't never gonna make it off motivation alone, bro. Ever. I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck if you're Barack Obama. You ain't gonna make it off of motivation alone, cuz I don't care who you are.
Nah,
Period.
it's fucking impossible, bro. It's like you said, like the gym thing. It's impossible. I get off of work and I go to the gym, and there's days I get in there like I gotta, you gotta fucking do this shit. Like stop your bitching. And I was like, I do a workout. Like I can go home now. I was like, and then something in the back of my mind says, no, you didn't do this. No, you didn't do that. And and then I keep doing it, and then I realize like my body like, all right, motherfucker, like I'm in pain now. Like now you can go home. You're in pain. You feel the pain that you did a workout today. It's like, all right, like my y'all two been fighting over should I stay or should I go? Well, the body just said it's time to go because it can't physically do anymore. So that means it's at its fucking limit. It did its workout. You completed it. Like my mind kept fighting with my other part of my mind to push me through the fucking workout, and my body said, all right, motherfucker, like that part of you that's telling you to keep going, like you have to stop before you break something.
The hard part is going to the gym. Once you're in there,
Yeah, but I'm fighting.
it's
But
easy.
like days I'm tired, I'm fighting with myself the whole time to the next exercise. Like I don't want to do this. I want to go home, go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's
See, see me, I need that big nigga that be walking around smacking niggas hamburgers and shit. Like, what are you doing? You don't know the big monster motherfucker
Yeah, the nigga
snapping
that
his food
like,
and shit, slapping milkshake. Yeah, I need him in my life,
I can
bro.
call him.
Don't call him. I need him in my life because there's a line of respect. You can't.
African nigga.
Yeah. But I need someone like that who's
You gonna
like,
fight
Kev,
him?
Kev, you got it, bro. I'm not fighting no nigga.
You gotta shoot him.
I'm not.
You gotta shoot him.
Nah, man. But I'm saying that's the type of motivation that I need in my life, period. Like for the gym type shit. You know what I'm saying? Not like for everything, but like for when I want to
Yo,
kind of
what
change
else? Wait, what else would he motivate you to do? I want to know. What
what
else could he motivate you to do? I would love to know that. Yo, that's
hey, put that fucking game down. I just kick your Xbox controller all the way across
no,
the
don't
room.
fucking kick my Xbox,
see.
bro.
You're
That's
not gonna
next to
do
you.
nothing. You don't have a gun on. You're not gonna do nothing.
And next to my Xbox, yes, I do. You know what I mean?
That nigga gonna choke Kev the fuck out.
No,
Kev's
you
gonna be on
know,
screen like this.
as soon as I see the foot coming towards the Xbox, I'm gonna turn into a ninja, sweep
What
him.
about your finances?
They're gonna just
He
buy
Just
help you
another
with your
Xbox
finances.
controller.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, but no, that for real on some real shit, like yo, you don't need that, bro. You don't need to be paying for shit like that. Yo, somebody telling me that and being there, like, yo, you really don't need to be paying for this. There's an alternative way. We got to figure this out. You know what I mean? Because there's certain shit that I buy that I don't necessarily. There's no reason that I should have every goddamn TV series subscription that you can have at the moment. I got
Or
Peacock,
Jordans.
Hulu. I got Apple. No. I love sneakers. I mean, that's the one thing I'm gonna continuously buy. You know what I mean? The same way you buy them motherfucking short ass pants, I'm gonna be buying my damn sneakers.
Shots, shots.
Think
So
about pants, and I live with that fucking
Yo,
good
better
shit.
yourselves, yo.
better ourselves, but but there's no reason that I should have all of them. Netflix, Amazon Prime. I got them all because I want to watch what I want to watch when I want to watch it. You know what I mean? There needs to be someone in there to be like, nah, nope, you're not allowed. You can't have this. Push the button, deactivate his shit. He can't come back. You know what I mean? Like I have to not be able to have it for me to not get it. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
There. Oh, you know what? That's a good app
Or
idea.
I just don't. I have to not
They
like it.
have an app for that already.
What's it called?
I forgot what it is, but you download on your phone and and you like put all your subscriptions in, and if you haven't logged into something in a while, it'll fucking like it'll ping up to the top like, hey, you need to cancel the subscription. You're losing, and it'll tell you how much money you're losing and everything like that because you haven't been using it, and
With
you
a
get
time
rid of
limit.
Now to give myself a little boost up, I went on Amazon and I started canceling some of the Johns I got on there, but I kept stars. You know what I mean? Especially after Blind Spot, and I knew I was gonna keep stars then. Me and my
bro,
cuz watch a lot of Stars movies, and then
bro.
it's just certain. It's just as soon as I go to camera, like, nah, I like that, and then I leave it. You know what I mean? $6 here, $11 there.
Creatures of habit, man.
Creatures of habit, and that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like
How the
it's
fuck you
hard.
break out of that?
That's and I need the ball. I need the ball to come and take me to Hulu and be like, this is done for you, son. It's something, yeah, like the Hulu main building.
Let me ask y'all.
Embarrass me, tell them that I can't be on there type shit.
Let me ask both of y'all a question. Do you feel like you're at your best now? And I know you already answered it, but answer it again.
No,
No,
no. I'm
no.
far from my best.
Right. What would you need right now? Since we talked about just putting up the plan and then going, what would you need to be at your best right now? That's the real question.
$100 million.
Okay. What in your
No,
control?
in my control, man. I don't. I got just time.
I
That's
mean,
it.
Time?
time,
They don't give
time,
out more
yes,
time.
they don't give that out,
Uh,
but I need the
So come up with something else.
inspiration. I need the inspiration, and I need someone to actually put me in a place and be like, yo, this is the type, like, I need to
They don't
be
make
with
those.
someone who does these things that I want to do on a constant basis and just take me there and be like, yo, this is the shit that I do on a normal. This is the shit that you will be able to do just because you're with me. You know what I'm saying? And the motivation to be like, yo, I need to be in the positions of where they are. Like CNS, I tell people that I work with, like my supervisors all the time, you can tell me how to do a job and I can understand what you're saying. But I'm gonna get how to do the job when we're physically doing it and you're showing me along with you telling me. I need to actually see, feel, understand, and know why this is going into this, and not you just giving me directions like it's a fucking VCR and I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on. If you're walking me through something and I can actually see and I'm putting the shit together myself as we're talking about it, as I'm learning, I learned that right then and there, and I don't forget it. If you're telling me how to do something and then you come back to me the next day, just like school's the same shit. You're just telling me about shit, and I'm like, okay, okay, and I'm taking it in, and then as I'm taking other shit in along the way, something's getting lost. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're teaching me something and you're physically teaching me and showing me, and I'm doing it as we're going along, I've learned that. I know how to do this because I have now done this.
uh,
That's the type of learning that I've come to knowing makes me understand and be capable of doing shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just how I learn. And I mean, being in different classes with shit, like actual classes with learning how to read people and like talk to people and just being like a supervisor myself. There's different way of teaching people. There's some people take to them just learning shit by you telling them, and some people take the shit because you have to physically show them as you're telling them so they can actually see that in their mind instead of just hear that. Because you can picture a lot of things by somebody telling you something, but you know exactly what you're looking at when you're doing something right then and there as they're showing you. You know what I mean? And for me, that's just how it works in my brain.
People learn that way. I learn that way. I know for me right now to be successful, do I have one answer? Not necessarily, but it's to me, I just want I want the opportunity to run. And here's what I mean. So I'm searching for that opportunity. I'm putting myself out there. I have to put myself out there more, though. I have to get in front of people. I have to get around new people. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all before I put in for a job over in ESPN as like podcast producer, which if I would have got it, it would have been fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? But to me, if I have the opportunity, even if I start out at in the mailroom, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'll have another job, but if I start out in the mailroom, I just need the opportunity for somebody to see how useful I can be, and then I can learn the game, and then I'll go from there. I don't have all the answers, but I know that if I put myself in front of people, you know, which means get out there more, you know, that I'm saying all the stuff I have to do
Mhm.
because that's the only thing I can control. Get out there more, meet the right people, get involved in some masterminds, or I ain't gonna say masterminds, but like meetups and conventions and things like that where you meet different people, you trade numbers and do stuff like that. If I can get in front of more people, then I'll have the opportunity to show what I can do because I feel like I can do it. We already said we good improvisers. You know what I'm saying? So once you get there, I think that it's not as hard as we think once you get there and you're around the right people, but you got to put yourself around the right people. So once I do that, I think my true light is going to shine and I'm going to be able to do what I need to do. And that even goes with this podcast as we keep bringing it back to. That even goes with this podcast. Once I'm in a position to actually show you what we can do with all of the tools, the possibilities are endless. I could do whatever, nigga. I could write you a motherfucking movie. You get what I'm saying? I could write you a show. I could write you a movie. I could fucking run a studio. I just, you take those steps. But that's my story. What about you, Kev?
What? Oh, I just said
Dude? We
it's
can end this right here.
no. Listen, I'm listening. I'm my bad. I'm fucking.
right here,
I'm
dude.
sorry. I'm listening to everything y'all niggas is saying in fucking deaf. I'm sorry, y'all niggas. I'm listening to everything y'all say about the, you know what I mean, being in the right places and being shown how to do everything. Like I said, to me is I said time, and you say you don't have time.
They don't have that.
Mine's will
You
be
can't get you
They don't
can't
give
get
no
more.
more.
mine's is all
Yeah.
right. Well,
It's
mine's will be
24 in a
time.
day.
Well,
That's like
far as time.
maybe.
Sorry. No, no. And the only reason why I said I don't want you to think I was trying to play you either. I said the same
Nah,
shit to Kev and even me. I want you when we think about these topics, I just want us to think a little deeper. That's why I
no,
said
no,
that.
no, no, no.
You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me. That's why I'm getting there. If you
Yeah.
let me get there. Let me get there.
Sorry.
Let me get there. Just take the car, jump in the car ride, sit in the back seat, put your seatbelts on, put
Yep.
some good music on for you motherfuckers. Just take a ride. When I said time, when I mean by time, dude, and I said time, you say you don't have enough of that today. Then the minds will be time management. It will be how to get what I'm saying. Time management, managing time for allocate time to everything to a certain amount of day. Better usage of your time. Better have better usage of it. You know what I mean? Don't waste. You know when you're going to do something, don't waste 10 minutes getting frustrated and all that. You know, come in there with your game plan, get to it, use your time the right way. You know, I have a bad habit of doing that. Like if I go to make a clip and I know I got 20 minutes to make a clip before my daughter wants to spend time with me before she goes to sleep, it's like, all right, I can't sit here and start fucking making a clip and then backing out and fucking watching 20 reels and then coming back to like the video I'm trying to fucking create. No, get the video. It's boring. I know it's fucking boring. Use this time the right way. Get it fucking done, bro. Put it out there and get it done. It's just that time management, good uses of your time. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And don't waste a second on bullshit. You know, cut the bullshit out that's taking up your time. You gotta get away from that. Like I don't, like I said, I don't need a fucking. I'm my own fucking like I'm my own fucking battery. I don't need nobody put a fucking battery in my back. And if I'm the type of motherfucker, if I can't figure it out, is either book, Google, or talk to somebody. You get what I'm saying? That's my thing. I don't need all that extra. That extra shit is just a fucking waiting for a motherfucker to come. Is like standing there. Is like, yo, that I'm wasting my time. I get frustrated when I do that. I hate like even when I'm at work, I hate doing that shit. Motherfucker got a task for me. He's like, yo, what do you want me to do? Tell me what you want to do. All right, cool. That's how you do it. All right, cool. I'm getting to it. I don't need waiting for a motherfucker. I get fucking antsy. I get aggravated. I'm like, yo, you wasting my fucking time. I could be done this shit and moving on to the next thing and get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I just that's my main thing is like using my time the right way, man. Managing my time the right way. You know what I'm saying? And giving every project or anything I need to better myself the right amount of time. So that's what I mean about time. Not just time. You only get 24 hours in a day. So you just got to know how to use them 24 hours with getting sleep in there, with showing love to you, with loving my family because my family needs me. Also, doing my task, winding down, and sleeping. Those are all the things you got to do in a day, man. You
It's
got your family, you got your task at hand, you got winding down, and you got rest. You got to put that shit in your joint. You got to give your brain a chance to fucking rest.
and
You
it's
know what I'm
hard to
saying?
do that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'll use me in this as an example. I mean, you work a 8 to 10 hour day. You try to get 6 hours of sleep. That's 16 hours of your day right there. You know what I mean? You got to travel to and from work, however long they take. So make let's say 45 minutes. That's another hour and a half. You have 17 and a half. You got around 6 hours of a day for you to try to figure out what you need to, prioritize. And then if you got family time, that's a couple hours. You know what I mean? You always take time out to eat, nourishment. You know what I mean? That's an hour within a day for 3 meals. So you really don't, it's really hard to kind of dictate where exactly you want to allot your time to when there's a lot of important things
I,
that you feel is already on your plate.
this what I tell motherfuckers, man, and this is what I tell everybody. If it's not fucking important to you, and it's really not, and it's really you really can't focus or put your time and energy to it. Let it the fuck go and focus on something else that needs your time. If you feel as though something is holding you up from another task and it seems like it's bullshit, let it the fuck go. Just let it. You have to let it go. Is a thing. You ever see somebody like this right here? They hold onto a rope and it's fucking is pulling, is squeezing, is hurting their hand, and it's hurting them. Let it the fuck go, and you'll let that pain and that stress and that shit go. Let it go. You gotta let it go. The focus. If your shit is okay, say my shit is like this, is it's my family, is my family, my job, my podcast, and then there's me time. Me time is all the way, anything for me personally is all the way at the fucking bottom. So that's easy to cut the fuck out. I know it sounds like a fucked up deal, but it's like it's other shit I want to accomplish. That personal time, I'll get that shit back once I complete all these other fucking time tasks. My kids getting older and bigger. You get what I'm saying? Most of them are leaving the nest. Kiara just came. My daughter, my oldest daughter, just came home for this weekend. If I seen that girl all weekend from Wednesday of 6 hours, I'll be fucking lying. But I put the time in necessarily when she was younger to be around her, to be with her and deal with her. It's like, all right, cool. She'll come to me when she needs me. She sees me with me. I get to see I love her. Boom, boom, boom. I spend my time with her. She's her own person. She got her own life. I know that she loves me. And if I call her, she'll come at the drop of a dime. So I did the right thing. She loves me unconditionally. She's not like I regret having this man as my father. So I did that right. So my kids, as long as I put the right time into them, they'll always have that love for me, but they'll go do their own thing. That frees up time for me in the day. Just like if I did my house projects the right way, my shit around my home. If I cut out my me time and I finish all my projects for, say, the winter and I get it done a month earlier, now I got a month of time uh, that's not allocated to this house no more. I get it back in my me time. If I do shit when I'm supposed to do this podcast when it's supposed to be done in this couple of hours a day and I get it done early, boom, I get more me time back. So that's why I tell like you really gotta fucking know the sacrifice. You gotta put in your mind what's top and what's at the very bottom. And what is at the very bottom, you have to fucking let go of that shit completely. You'll get it back. It'll come back to you. Whatever you love will come back. If you didn't love it, if you love what how they say the same thing, if you love something, you let it go, it'll come back to you. And if it doesn't, it wasn't love to begin with. Okay, that's a true fucking statement. You know what I'm saying? That's a true fucking statement for everything, including this podcast. That's why I say, yo, where's this shit? I always ask you guys, where's this shit rank to y'all? If it's at the bottom of your list, it's cool to say, yo, I gotta step the fuck away or let it go. Or something else your me time is at the bottom of the list. I gotta let it go. Like yeah, I'm not, y'all. I'm not gonna watch movies for a while. I'm not going. My PlayStation gonna collect dust. The next time I turn this motherfucker on, it's gonna need 16 fucking updates. It's been times I turn my PlayStation on, and the updates are like 4 hours later for updates. I'm like, well, that's how long I ain't played this motherfucker. Look like I'm turning this bitch to fuck back off and go do what I got to do. But you gotta prioritize shit. You know what I mean? You
Priorities.
gotta know what you want to do, and you gotta let the bullshit go. If you
Priorities.
don't, you're just wasting your time. You're 24 hours a day. I'm at work 13 hours a day. Takes me 2 hours to get there. You know what I mean? 2.5 hours to get there. I wake up 1:30 in the morning. Sometimes I don't get home till, if I come straight home, 6 o'clock at night.
You're
In
fucking
order
insane.
for me to get 8 hours of sleep, I would literally have to walk through the door and go to sleep. But I got to dedicate my time to my kids. Got to take a shower. I got to eat. I got to do this podcast shit, and then I got unwind my brain. And I get my little 3-4 hours of sleep, and I'm back at it again. So
Um,
I mean, that's what I tell people: figure out what's fucking important to you, what's not important to you, or what you can slack off, or what you can just let go for a couple of months. Let the fuck go, and do what you got to do first.
I think we covered a lot of good stuff in here. It's a lot of good information, things we should take from each other
For
and
sure.
put into consideration in our own lives and our own goals, because we have our goals with the podcast and we have our goals away from the podcast. You know what I'm saying? You have marital goals, you have, it's all different types of goals we have. So we could take something from each other. One day we will talk about how we were all brainwashed into putting everything until we were all brainwashed into how your job can ask anything from you and you'll do it without asking a question. Because I, that job that is a whole
Listen,
nother thing.
bro.
My manager just died. No, I'm talking about something else. My manager just died yesterday. I told y'all that before we got on, right?
No.
No,
Yeah, my manager just fucking died yesterday. And before I left to come down here, the reason what really made me say, all right, fuck it, is my coworker died. Now, I told y'all about that. How he died, and he was like, oh man, 3 more years to retirement, Andre. 3 more years to retirement. And then he died.
hey,
So we'll talk about that another time. I do think we can take a lot of stuff. Kev says some really, really, really like punch you in the gut shit. So if any of our guys out there who are struggling with time management, yeah, just go back like 20 minutes and hear what Kev said, and I think he hit the nail on the head. Y'all
all
got
right.
anything
So
else? That was my
hell
elevator
no, we get the
pitch for
fuck out of
everything.
here. Hey, make sure. Hey, man, make sure you leave us 6 stars. It's one of the best kept podcasts ever on the fucking planet.
We
And
should
Leave us six
also,
stars.
yeah,
Give us an Apple
also,
review.
and also you can find us on the opinionatedpodcast.net. Please check in. You can find our podcasts on there. More than likely there'll be the more recent podcasts you can see, and some clips up there. You can definitely get in contact with us if you are interested in being on the podcast as a guest and you got some good information to bring to the table. You can definitely contact us there. We reply almost immediately. So
It's like mine.
you can get us there. You can you can get us on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. We're everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and anywhere you can find us on anywhere you stream podcasts. We're there. Come find us. Come fuck with us, and tell your family about us. Tell them to come fuck with us.
this is
Build
probably
this
when
shit.
I'll fade everything out.
You know what I mean? Have a good one.
You're a fucked up
You know what I
individual.
mean?
All
I'll
right.
start throwing that shit on the end.
Yo, yeah, me and Kev, we should probably cut a new intro and outro whenever you get
Yeah,
time.
we do. We
Yeah,
got to. I got you.
whenever you
Yo,
get
I'm
time.
free, bro. I'm free for 2 weeks, bro. I ain't got nobody here but me and Ron for 2 weeks.
Then you
Oh,
need
I'm
to get
off.
some
So
sleep.
I don't got no
I'm
family
off
time is out the window.
the
Ron's
20.
about to, he tried out for the basketball team, so he's gonna be at basketball practice. So